What was the turning point in the Korean War that involved Mao Zedong's China? Have you ever wondered how a single decision can change the course of history? In the case of the Korean War, Mao Zedong's China played a vital role. The Korean War began in 1950 as a conflict between the communist-led North Korea and the United States-backed South Korea. North Korean forces advanced quickly into the south, gaining ground early in the war. However, the situation shifted dramatically when United Nations forces, led by the United States, pushed back and threatened to overrun North Korea. The turning point involving Mao Zedong's China occurred in late 1950. By this time, North Korean forces were in retreat, and United States-led troops were approaching the Yalu River, which is the border between China and North Korea. This development alarmed Mao and the Chinese Communist Party leadership. They viewed the advancing United States troops as a direct threat to China's security and the survival of the communist revolution in Asia. Mao made a critical decision to intervene militarily in Korea. He sent the Chinese People's Volunteers across the border. This intervention was not only about saving North Korea but also about protecting China's interests. Mao wanted to demonstrate the strength of the new communist government. He believed that allowing United States forces to dominate Korea would endanger China's northeastern region and undermine the Communist Party's position, both domestically and internationally. The entry of Chinese forces into the war marked a major shift. The Chinese People's Volunteers launched surprise attacks that pushed United States and Allied troops back. This action prevented the collapse of North Korea and led to a prolonged stalemate. Many historians regard this intervention as the turning point in the war. It ensured that the Korean Peninsula remained divided and that communist forces retained control of the North. From the perspective of communism, Mao's decision was driven by security concerns and ideological commitment. The Chinese Communist Party aimed to defend the gains of the revolution, support fellow communists in Korea, and resist what they saw as imperialist aggression. This military action also helped solidify Mao's leadership and the legitimacy of the Communist Party within China. It rallied the population around the cause of anti-imperialism and national defense. In practical terms, the Chinese intervention showed the ability of a newly established communist state to stand up to major Western powers. This set a precedent for future Cold War conflicts. It also strengthened the alliance between China and the Soviet Union, at least for a time. The global communist movement saw that China was willing to take bold action to protect its interests and support revolutionary struggles abroad. The outcome of the war, which resulted in the continued division of Korea, was seen by communists as a partial success. It prevented the complete defeat of North Korea and maintained a communist presence on the peninsula. This event remains a key example of how Mao and the Chinese Communist Party used military force to advance both national and ideological goals.